Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the football and pro wrestling podcast we bring you each and every day at this stage. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button and drop a like on the video, we would really appreciate it. It is Tuesday, which means it's Pro Wrestling Weekly, which means the panel is assembled. The Avengers are in the house. We are going to be breaking down Raw. We are on the road to Chi-Town, the Windy City, Chicago for Elimination Chamber. We are going to be talking about an injury. We are going to be talking about whether the changes to WrestleMania being done by the man at the top of the table is being received right. We're going to take a look at the current champions in WWE and give our thoughts on the star power and how we feel about that. And then we have a listing of the top 10 WWE matches, both for men and for women. And we'll have a little bit of debate on that towards the end. And we'll sprinkle in a little bit of history. And we have, again, some very interesting, notable birthdays to get through. But as always, the panel introductions. Bren, how are we?
Very good, Niall. It's lovely to be here.
I've had a rough. I've had a
CNN, Bren. Jesus Christ!
It's wonderful.
Hi
to
guys,
be here.
it's lovely to be here.
I've had a rough 24 hours, but you know what? I'm here. I'm ready to go. I can't wait to talk about Raw. But I'm good. Good to see you, man.
I'm good. I'm looking forward to tonight. Actually, been looking forward to since watching Raw.
Good. Dave, all good?
Grand, yeah.
Good. Short and sweet. Sean?
Don't slag me. Grand, yeah. Bleeding TV3 over there. Anyway, you'll get it.
I am brilliant. Obviously, it's a great way to start the week, being with all my friends talking about wrestling. So, well, I'm very excited to get into it.
Awesome. And of course, Emma, how are we?
I'm not too bad, y'all. AJ Lee's back. And I'm happy to be here.
This is going to be a real interesting podcast. I can tell you that much.
Is that ready?
Folks, if you're in the chat or you're watching, strap yourselves in. This is going to be a belter. Make sure you're liking the video, of course. Sharon, how are we? All the way from, I hope, sunny Orlando. It has been a bit cold, but I hope it's all good. And Anto there, the wingman, is there as well. Was in me last week. Hope you had a great trip over. Hello, everyone from Orlando, Florida. There we go. And Trouble is in the house as well. He was in with me today. Brent sounds like he's been served bread and butter. Bread with butter. There you go.
Chicken in between.
We had a revelation from Dan Dolan today.
Did we?
I think will probably top any dry bread conversation we've had.
What?
We'll get into it a little bit later.
Okay.
Forward to that, Dan.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Sharon's in as well. AJ Lee is back. Excited about
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! She's really dedicated to her fans, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. Shows up onto the blue moon. But
I have
anyway.
a great take. He's not ready for this.
I will not hear a word about Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns or any of these part-timers ever again. That myth is now dispelled. Coming soon to a podcast adjacent to you.
Just use weight.
Is he there? No, he's not there yet. Anyway, let us know, Sean, when you're there, and we'll bring you in. That's for sure. And Anto was in. Sean, Reigns 2 weeks in a row were not worthy. There you go. I would stress that AJ Lee's only on one. That's all I'm saying. There we go. And apparently, I don't know if you've seen Roman Reigns' schedule. I think he's is he going to appear on nearly every Raw?
5 appearances.
5 in a row or something like that. I tell you. I don't know how good
he's not done that in a while.
The aura and the star power is back, baby. That's for sure. Right, let's have a chat about Raw. Bren, take us away. Raw.
I will. Right, look, I'm an AJ fan, but I mean, just to moonwalk back in, blasé at the start, and be given an IC title. Becky needs to pull back on the acting as well. She's really good. I love that character, but she needs to pull back. But to be honest, the end of that segment was a bit lackluster to me. I want to talk about the Usos. There's a lot of chat about that kick that Jay missed. From Ljubljana. I work with Ljubljana. That's I work. Another. Well, I'll talk to you another time about that. Anyway, all this talk about Jey Uso, the focus on Jey Uso missing that kick, and normally I would defend people putting out botches and giving out about them, but he's been very consistent in what he's been doing. There's rumors going around about his mental health and his alcoholism or whatever. Nothing has been confirmed about that. So, but look, something certainly needs to be addressed. Do you know what? I would have loved to see, instead of Rhea Ripley win, I would have loved to see Ivy Nile win. But I love Rhea Ripley, so I'm happy for that. Best part of the CM Punk and Finn Balor was Adam Pearce. He smashed it. I thought he was deadly.
Yeah, you're right, Anto. You're right,
It is,
Anto.
isn't it?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
see the I didn't see the Africa bit. To be fair, I didn't see the Africa bit, but I do work with Ljubljana in work. That's another story.
Good
the-
Jesus.
Look, I fly through the rest of it because we've a good bit to get through. Who's laughing?
Shut up, you and
Who's
Gorman.
not? Who's
Right.
not?
So come here. The Maxine and the Natty thing.
Big up,
Natty
brother.
needs to go on an absolute tear and rip people apart. I typically don't like a double count out, but that will do. The El Grande Americano, they're going to resolve that at WrestleMania. But you said it today in the chat. The best thing about that was the rip off of the Cody cutter, but it looked pretty impressive. I did like it. Last thing I'll say is LA Knight winning. That was cool. Masked man. Another masked man.
Hang on. Before we go any further, you're just going to drop that rip off of the Cody cutter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cody
does it-
Rhodes in the whole of his wrestling life has not hit a cutter like that. So let's just dispel that myth straight away.
Mhm.
But he's
And I
inspired
would also stress in a couple of main events recently, he's tried to hit a few cutters that he has missed.
Well, like I said, nobody's perfect, and there was no
I
consistency.
don't know if you've seen the slow motion of that cutter today, that Javon Evans cutter. It was as
Yeah.
pristine as you will get.
To be fair, it was the highlight of Raw, you know, and that's saying something. Look, the LA Knight thing, that the masked man, when in doubt, insert a masked man. It's not great. They need to sort that out ASAP. At this stage as well, just the women's championship situation. We know who Liv Morgan's gonna pick. We know it's gonna be Vakur. Just get on with it. I understand they're trying to drag it on a bit to build excitement, but just get on with it. It's like WikiLeaks wrestling entertainment. We know what's gonna happen. It is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. Look, I'll round it up by saying this. Raw wasn't great. SmackDown is the better show so far. And I'll be honest, I was more excited about some lad in the UK getting a haircut tonight if United beat West Ham than I was about the entirety of Raw. And that's where I am on that. That's where I am. So look, not a great Raw. Maybe it's because I didn't have a good 24 hours, but that Raw, look, very lazy. Very, very lazy. Anyway, I'll stop.
The guy who co-hosts the SmackDown review show throws shade at Raw every week. Interesting. Good. Having said that,
And the
I don't
Oscar
disagree.
goes to.
Right, let's go to our very own black hoodie girl that we have on the panel. Let's go, Emma.
That's me,
Raw.
baby. That's me. Right. I enjoyed Raw. I did. Listen, one of my highlights was LA Knight winning because we all want LA Knight to win. I need my glasses for this one. Okay. Listen, AJ Lee, I'm so happy she's back. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear part-timing. I don't want to hear this. She just walked in. I don't want to hear it. So
So can we keep the same energy then for Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and all these?
Thank
other
you.
guys?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're all part timers.
Yeah.
I have actually spoken with displeasure for each and every one of them over the course of the podcast, and I will
You did.
stick to my guns on that.
You did.
Anyway, carry on, Emma.
Keep going, Emma.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, so I have a little bit to say about AJ Lee. I think as well, as we all know, they had recently lost, well, not recently, but their dog had passed away and stuff. And we also have to remember that she's very, very vocal about her own mental health. And she has, she said that she has bipolar and stuff. But the one thing with bipolar is when you're down, you are down. That's the thing. And I feel like we need to give her some space and stuff because obviously when you're open about your struggles and mental health and being able to come back with the WWE, sometimes you can be affected. And I think it's great that she's able to come back, have that space, because we don't know what's going on in her life, really, So yeah, that's all I want to say. Stephanie Vaquer slapping Dominic. I don't know. I feel like Stephanie's just kind of lacking a bit. There's just that kind of fire that needs to come back. And there's no doubt about it. She's so talented, but it will come back. And we know Liv's going to pick her. Rhea Ripley, I wanted Lyra to get through. I really did. But I'm not mad about Rhea Ripley. I'm not mad at all. Finn Balor and CM Punk, I'm buzzing. Listen, being from Bray, being a CM Punk fan, this is the best. I am buzzing. The whole family is going to be cheering for Finn Balor, to be honest. The whole Natty thing, I just feel like they need her to just let rip, as Brian said, just go absolutely insane. Because if it's not done well, it's not going to look right. But we know Natty can do it. The Javon Evans, the cutter, wow, that move was insane. Like, absolutely insane. Cody Rhodes cannot do it that way, can I just say? Cody, take some notes from Javon Evans.
Wow.
I have to say.
Glad I went to Brent
And-
first.
Well, after you, Emma.
Well, yeah, I enjoyed this Monday Night Raw, to be fair. Even though I am
Emma,
the
Emma
co-host
this
of
is
SmackDown.
this is why I love having you on. Cody gets
No.
absolutely destroyed. AJ Lee gets a pass for being part-time. It's brilliant. I love this. Keep on going. Go on. This is brilliant. Go on.
Yeah, so you know what? Even I'm the co-host of the SmackDown show. I do love an else SmackDown. SmackDown has been great, but I really enjoyed this Raw. I would give it an 8 of 10. That's me.
Okay. All right.
Noel,
cool.
can I just make a request real quick?
No.
You know what?
I'm not
Request?
making it.
No.
What do you mean a
And-
request?
You've had your go. You've had your turn. Go away, you.
No, you know what? You're
Go
dead.
on.
I'll have this conversation. No, it was just Becky's T-shirt. I bleed and love it. Can we? Are you?
Can we get that in the
uh,
shop, please?
I'm getting that.
Can we
I'm
get that in the
getting
shop, please? That's sorry. It was a silly thing. I should have addressed this after the show.
I'm a fed guy. Go ahead. Go on.
No, that's it. If you could just get the Becky T-shirt in the shop, I'd be delighted.
Okay. All right. that's all
Hold me
I
down
want
for a
to know.
large.
The Becky T-shirt is on the way in. The one with the magazine cover. The good thing. It's on the way.
Yes.
Yes.
It's already on the
Sorry,
way.
sorry for the interruption.
Balor Country ones might be arriving this week, actually.
Yes.
Grand.
fine.
I'm back this week. I'll take
The
one
whole-
off. You. No
The whole
problem. lad.
family will be in them by Elimination Chamber at this rate.
Grand stuff.
I have thoughts on that chamber match, but when we get to it, I'll give you my thoughts. Keith, tell me how much you enjoyed Raw this week.
Hey!
He loved it.
I actually enjoyed it, to be honest with you. Overall, there's a few things I didn't really like.
Yeah,
Um,
and I have a feeling it's two women.
I just didn't like the start of it. I just thought it was very cringy, to be honest with you. The whole promo thing was just cringy. It's not for me. Sorry, Emma, but it was.
I'm gonna mute.
Come on, Keith.
Look, I'm sorry. Look, I love both of them, right? They're great, but Becky's
Doesn't
act
sound
was
like it,
over
but
the
go on.
top.
But
It was just over the top, and it was just real cringy. Look, I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with those two. Brian, you forgot there was actually a few botches in that Uso match because there was the backdrop that he actually fecked up. which was
Jesus, sorry
genius.
about that. I'll go.
Do you know what I loved? I loved when he went for the super kick, missed it, and tried to turn it into a leg drop, and then made a balls of the whole thing. He just folded. It was just the funniest thing ever. Oh shit, I missed him. I'm gonna try a leg drop out of this, and the whole thing just collapsed. It was just crazy. Go on, anyway. Go ahead, Keith.
The Stephanie and Liv thing, we all know what's going to happen there, but I just thought there was a bit too much Spanish in that, and it's like
Oh my God!
there was like, come on, there was a bit too Spanish in that, but I want her to fire up a bit more on the mic. I think when she fires up on the mic, she's really good when she fires up on the mic. You don't really get that a lot with her. I'd like to see that a bit more with her.
Who's Stephanie?
Yeah,
Oh, she's very monotone though. isn't she?
Duolingo, my friend. Get studying.
Yeah, she's very monotone.
To
Keith,
be
where's
fair,
she from?
Keith shouldn't have to learn Spanish to watch wrestling. I do get that, but I like the Spanish. Anyway, go on, Dave. You're asked a question.
yeah, the triple threat match for Rhea and I thought that was inevitable who's going to win. That was a good match. The Finn thing was good as well. The promo. I don't give a shit about Natty. Sorry, just have don't give two facts about her. Sorry, Emma. Just, I never gave a shit about.
What
No, I never
is wrong
cared
with
about
you?
Natty.
You never cared about Natty, the
No.
foundation of the women's division.
Ah,
The
James,
Kate,
woman-
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Jeez.
Keith.
Oh. She
I
was
tried to
sorry,
start
sorry.
off. I thought I'd start off with you liked Raw. Will you just tell us what you liked about Raw?
Yeah.
Because you said you really enjoyed this episode of
did.
Raw. So will you just tell us what you liked? Because we haven't had a like yet.
The
I
master
think
of
I
misery
think
is
I
What did
here.
you like? The credits when they came up at the end.
I do
No,
like how
I
he's
enjoyed
telling
the
it
triple
back.
threat matches. They were good, and the Javon Evans match was really good. I really enjoyed that, and the LA Knight was really good as well. I'm wondering with the Masked Man, are they changing it up each week with different people?
Well, I love Darren's prediction. Very
Oh,
cool.
Stars.
Ricky
Very
Saints.
cool.
It's
Or
too
Saints,
tall
is
to be him.
Yeah.
Well,
Too
it
tall.
doesn't. It
Yeah, it
doesn't
is.
matter. It doesn't matter. They could put me in the mask next week. It wouldn't matter. They could put a 7-foot guy, and they'll still reveal him as a hornswoggle or something. They'd still do
good.
that.
They're
You're
not
talking
that
about
good.
WWE. Like.
If it was you now, they'd know who it was. You'd be in catering eating your dry bread. They know straight away who it is. They know exactly who it is.
And I didn't
You
make
hanging
it.
out with Owen over there.
Your
eating
walkout
dry
song would be
bread.
Westlife or something.
Owen is really thrown up looking at you eating the dry bread. Go on, yeah. That ain't happening. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, no, like overall, I enjoyed the last match as well, the main event. That was a pretty good match. I'm interested to see what they're going to do now going forward for next week, because there's another qualifier, isn't there? Or is that SmackDown?
No, it's another qualifier.
SmackDown, is it, or is it Raw?
No, there's a qualifier on Raw as well.
Yeah, so I'm
It's
looking
only,
forward.
it's
It was
only
good
just
Raw
over 2
overall, I
weeks to
thought.
go, so they're going to have to get them in there. It's only 2 weeks to go, roughly, or 2.5. Or
Gunter announced it on.
Oh yeah,
on
Gunter
Raw.
as well. Yeah, that was a good interview from Gunter as well. I'm surprised he didn't get a bit more. And I'm surprised Raquel wasn't involved with the Stephanie McCourt stuff as well.
Yeah,
We needed a break.
I can't even read that.
Oh
can read it.
shit!
I
Never
choose
mind.
not
Keith,
to read it.
Keith needs to
Oh.
embrace
Nope,
some
nope.
Coke and noodle fusion.
Yowzers.
Taste the feeling, bitch.
I remember Monkey. That was deadly. Well, I used to watch it on Sky One. It was on
What's it
Saturday.
called?
It was
Monkey
deadly.
Magic, was it? Is that what it was called? Monkey
Monkey
Magic?
Magic, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was. It was so cool. I didn't know what I was watching, to be fair, but I liked it.
Mm. Dave,
Milkshake monkey.
Yes, Niall. What can I do for you?
give me your breakdown of Raw.
My breakdown of Raw. Well, sir, how am I going to follow on from Keith? Let's find out. Don't know if I can reach the heights. What have we not touched on here? LA Knight, Penta, and Austin Theory. I had minimum hopes for this match, only because I know Austin Theory's not really worked that much with either of the two of them, so I was a bit iffy about how it was going to land. I actually really enjoyed this match. I thought it was a savage match, the three of them. I loved how, obviously, it's three different ways of going about it. One, you have LA Knight winning, going to the chamber. Two, you have more of Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman and the Vision stuff going on as well. And then three, obviously Braun Breaker's out now, so they're thrown into the mix about what they're going to do with the Vision. Nobody knows. And of course, we have another hoodie man, which is loading me balls. I've had enough of that fucking shit from Paul
It's lazy.
Levesque.
Lazy.
Finn Balor against CM Punk. I wonder if that was thrown together due to Braun's injury. I don't know if that was always the plan, but I'm all right with it because we know it's going to be a banger of a match. I have a feeling Dom may interfere to cost them the title, and we get the IC Dom versus Finn at Mania.
But they
I have a
kind
feeling that's what may, I have a feeling that's what may happen. That's what
of alluded to
I
that
hope-
on stage.
I
didn't
hope
they?
Balor wins
Yeah.
it. I hope it's a swerve.
I would
hope
love Balor
wins
to win it, but like he said, there was that little friction backstage between Dom and Finn, and I think that's where it's going to land. It's going to end up at Mania. Dom, Finn, Intercontinental title. Again, I'm happy with the match that's going on at Chamber. I'm delighted if they go with Mania, two of them against each other. It's going to be brilliant. Rhea Ripley, Lyra. Do you know what? Ivy Nile really impressed me in this triple threat match. I wasn't her biggest fan when she came in. I wasn't really impressed with the matches that she had, but she proved me wrong in this one because she was absolutely fantastic. All three of them were brilliant. There was a couple of sketchy spots. The Doomsday device off the top rope went a little bit wrong, but I think Ivy Nile saved it. She tried to change it into a leg drop kind of halfway, and it worked. You know what I mean? It wasn't too bad. Javon Evans just, again, stole the show. Just like, how the fuck can you do that off the top rope? I mean, it was just amazing. It really was.
He was there. Dave, sorry to cut over you. He was interviewed then during the ads. We didn't see it, obviously, but apparently he was interviewed during the ads. That's not cool. He deserves better treatment. Anyway, go on.
True. The opening promo, I actually really enjoyed. I probably enjoyed it a bit for the wrong reasons though, because it had me in stitches. I did nothing but laugh through that opening promo because it was really funny. Because let's face it, Becky was so over the top, had me in stitches. Overall, I quite enjoyed Raw. I'm not going to talk about the tag match; it's been spoken about enough. But overall, give me Chad Gable back, please. That's my last comment. I want them back. Fuck this Grande Americano balls. Just get rid of it. Mask versus mask if you want it. Do it. Get rid of it. I want Chad Gable back.
WrestleMania.
Cool. Sean?
Oh, yeah. I suppose it was kind of a mid-Raw in my opinion. Aside from Becky and AJ's promo and CM Punk and Finn Balor, I didn't see anything too special about Raw. I obviously a while back wasn't too much of a CM Punk fan. He's grown on me a bit now, and obviously with the match they had in Belfast, I thought it was absolutely
Add that to the
phenomenal.
turncoat chart, will you?
Okay.
Yeah, you're happy now, aren't you? Obviously, with the match they had in Belfast, it was absolutely phenomenal. So I am even more excited to see it the second time around. With Becky and AJ, this one's tough for me because once I come across two wrestlers I absolutely love, I always find it hard to pick which one I want to win. And I think this is exactly the case here. I'd like to see AJ win the title, but at WrestleMania, not Elimination Chamber. I'm thinking maybe Becky retains and the run it
That's
back
only
at
a normal
Mania.
contender, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if they have a run back at WrestleMania, then AJ wins the title. Then I think it'll be better and it'll look better for AJ. And I didn't think this promo was cringy at all. I think Becky, as I said before, is on the absolute run of her career. I think within the past year, her run has been absolutely phenomenal and without a doubt the top of the women's division. No doubt about that. I'll say that hands down. I'll defend her any day. Easily the head of the women's division. Holding the Intercontinental title or the World title, head of the women's division. Other than that, pretty mid-Raw, nothing too special. Am I excited?
Can we get your thoughts on Liv Morgan, please, Sean?
This wasn't planned.
None of this is planned. This isn't scripted. We're
Carry
live,
on.
baby.
Your thoughts on Liv Morgan, please, Sean, for the audience, for their
Why are you
consideration.
throwing me under the bus? Are you ready for a rant? No, I'm not. I'm joking. No, will be nice. Will be nice. I didn't mind this. There, I said it. Are you happy? I didn't mind this. Obviously, I didn't want Liv Morgan to win the Rumble. Looking back on it, I'm not too mad now. If she wins the title at Mania, which we all know she's gonna, I've accepted it. I've come to peace with it. Is it what I want? No, not even
She
close.
might not. She might not.
And we can only hope. But if she does beat Fakair, which I pray to God she doesn't, then we'll have to live with it. Look,
No pun intended.
if she drops Dom, I'm fine with that. If she drops this whole Daddy Dom act, I'm all for it. I'll be excited for the reign. Other than that, get it the hell off my screen. I don't want it. Simple as.
Already.
And just while we're on that topic, Fakair, I think, as Emma said, phenomenal champion, lackluster run. And I think she is beyond talented. Her NXT run was fantastic, but this title run just hasn't been cutting it. I wish they did better.
Sean? Can we agree, though, Sean, that Stephanie puts on really, really excellent wrestling matches? Can we agree on that?
Oh, without the shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Because whatever about her, I think what she lacks in mic scale, sometimes she makes up in the ring. And I think that has to be pointed out. It is about a balance. Sometimes you're not going to get it. And because believe me, there are wrestlers on the roster that don't have a good balance in either area, and they're still at the top. They're still at the top area. So I just think we can agree. I don't want to talk about it.
I know, Cody's shy. Anyway, we'll carry on.
I think if you're carrying the top belt, I think if you're carrying the belt in the women's division and you're the champion, you have to back it up with the mic skills, and especially her character. She has to have delivery on the mic as well, being that kind of darker kind of character and stuff like that. That's what I would say about it.
Changing her theme too has really dampened it a lot over the past week or two as well. I think that was an absolute dishonor to her because everyone knew as soon as the first note of her theme music hit, it was Stephanie Fakair. She's here to make a statement. And now what do they have? Just a feckin' song you can play in a nightclub. It sounds like something Kanye West made, you know?
No. We said the same thing was said about Becky, and And you said it about Becky as well, and so did we all to a degree. But and now she's on the best run of her life. It's not just the theme music. I agree, it's part of it, but it's not the biggest part of it. So I'll have to
100%.
I'll have to stop you there, Sean. All right.
The problem is
Yeah.
when the music stops and the mic goes live, you have to be able to deliver. You can't.
Well,
be
Becky
you-
can
the,
deliver.
the days of just being a good wrestler are gone, because the expectation now is that generally 95% of the roster are good wrestlers, and they are.
Yeah.
It's what separates
Would
them.
you say
What separates the top from the bottom is the people who can pick up the mic and deliver it and get you emotionally involved. They're all great athletes. They're all phenomenal wrestlers.
Yeah.
You didn't sound too positive about Raw earlier on. What did you think?
Well, I'm not too positive about it.
Hit
Well,
us
let
with
us
the
know
rant
what you
there,
think.
big man.
Well,
Can you guys hear me?
yeah, you're
Yeah.
all good. Yeah, you're all good. What I would say about Becky and AJ starting out the show the way they did, I think that promo exchange got a little bit lost, and I think Becky brought it down into kind of a personal hit at the way AJ was delivering the promo to try and save the promo, because I think the promo went down very, very quick and dampened things down and got kind of lost in terms of the message. And I think what Becky was trying to play up to the fact that, because the problem for Becky as well is Becky's not quite selling us as the heel, is she? She's kind of selling us as the upstart that we can kind of still kind of get behind, kind of nearly in a kind of an Austin vein, if you like. And the problem for that is when you're working with a babyface like AJ Lee, who is the consummate babyface, it's very difficult to gauge how the crowd is going to react. And if you don't get the reaction from the crowd, maybe you freeze a little bit. And obviously AJ Lee hasn't been around the business for God knows how long. So it's not going to be as slick in the delivery as you would expect if you're there week on week. You get into a rhythm of it. And I think it kind of just lost its way a little bit. And I think Becky tried to recover it in the way she went about it. And it kind of felt it kind of made it just that little bit worse. I think that's how I felt about that opening promo. I just thought AJ Lee, I don't think she expected to feel the aggression that Becky delivered in the promo. And I think it overshadowed the message she was trying to get across. Because obviously when you're up against what we regard as a very good promo heel character, you need to be a very good babyface character as well to match it up. And I think it was just missing something. The Usos versus Alpha Academy, I don't really need to say much more about that. We've been talking about Jey Uso for the last number of weeks and stuff. I never like dwelling on stuff when it goes wrong in a wrestling match, because the chances of it going wrong is quite high. It's a high percentage and stuff like that. I did find it funny to try and recovery with trying to turn it into a kind of a leg drop and stuff like that was kind of a little bit weird. But yeah, it's something that's to be spoken about. Stephanie Facour, I didn't have a kind of a huge problem in it, insofar as I think she's working kind of with a good group there as well that can pull it through and stuff like that. And I like the dynamic of Liv having to go to Dom to figure out what she had said and all that kind of stuff. I thought was kind of cool as well. I know Anto in the comments spoke about Dom not defending the title. I just wondered if they bring Dom back a little bit early where they missed him, but he's still not ready to go properly, if you like. So maybe they're protecting him a little bit. Maybe I'm not too sure.
That would make sense.
Rhea, Lyra, and Ivy Nile didn't have a problem with it really at all. Kind of figured that Rhea Ripley would be in the Elimination Chamber. There was no probably doubt about that for me. Finn Balor, CM Punk. I'm going to talk about this more when we get to the next slide on the Elimination Chamber, because I have a theory on that match. And I don't think it's as big a deal as what we're going to make out, because I think there's a different element to that match, really. Maxine and Natty, I thought Natty, when she came out, looked really cool. Shades of Shayna Baszler off her and stuff like that as well, but she looked really, really cool the way she came out. And it's a huge change up in character for her. And it shows the dynamic of Natty Neidhart, that she can literally embrace anything, get it over and sell it and stuff like that. And that run with Maxine Dupree, I think, will really elevate Maxine Dupree as well. She's in there with an absolute ring general who she can learn from. And also who, you know, if things do go a little bit straight, a little bit wrong, the person you want to be in there when that happens with is Natty Neidhart. She's an absolute ring general. So for me, nothing wrong with that at all. Javon Evans, that cutter will be played time and time again on replay reels. There's no doubt about it. It was as slick and as perfect as you'll ever get from that. And even the slow motion of them going through the air and how he connects and wraps the arm and all was just phenomenal stuff. We know how good. We picked Javon Evans on awards on this show. We know 2026 going to be a breakout year for him and all that kind of stuff. LA Knight, I was delighted to see him pick up the win and stuff like that. As Dave alluded to, 3 very different styles in the ring. Sometimes not as easy to match them up and stuff like that, and especially when maybe you haven't had a lot of time together and stuff like that. But listen, if Rhea Ripley and LA Knight are the first entries into the chambers, I'm all good with that. Other than that, okay. Average for me, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Moving on from that, let's talk about the chamber. We've already talked, obviously, about the 2 entries, so we don't need to dwell on that too much. Becky,
Who were the other
AJ
entries?
Lee-
Have we only had 2, or did we have some from SmackDown?
Well, I only picked up 2 today. I don't know whether we've had more. I thought these were the first 2, but I'm not too sure. Maybe there's others.
There's some SmackDown, isn't there, Bren? There was 2 on SmackDown.
There's 2 on SmackDown this week.
Yeah.
This
There's
week,
2 on
not
SmackDown this week.
not last week. Last week or this week?
No, this week coming.
This week coming
Oh,
up.
so, there was,
Okay, yeah.
so there wasn't any last week. I thought there was some last week. Don't know why.
Yeah, we did, wasn't it, Randy Orton?
That's it. Yeah, Randy Orton's in the
Okay,
chamber.
all right. Okay, I didn't even say that, so that's fine.
And
And
Tiffany
who-
Stratton.
That's
Stratton
it.
and
Tiffy
Randy
and Randy.
Okay,
That's the one.
perfect. Right. Let's talk about. Let's call it the main event for the moment. Punk versus Finn Balor. Okay. Anyone want to share any thoughts on it before I share my thoughts?
I'll go ahead.
I've had
Yeah,
mine
go ahead.
already. I've had my thoughts, so I don't need to go again.
Okay.
Well, coming to you as the brain native. Let me talk to you guys. Basically,
Yeah.
thank you. I've said this since I don't know when. I've said it for the last month anyway. Yeah, I'll go a month, maybe a bit more. But Dom is going to cost Finn. They're going to run it at WrestleMania. That's what I've been saying. It's not just me saying it. Dave's been saying it too. Yeah.
That's your take.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have any other takes? My belief is Dom's not even going to be involved in the match. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just touch on 2 things very quickly. It's just lazy. But CM Punk is winning. They're not taking away from that. I'm looking forward to hearing your theory actually. The Becky Lynch.
I don't believe that either.
Oh, I can't. Here, it doesn't matter what it. No. Tell me. Look, the Becky Lynch thing is predictable. AJ Lee is not winning. In my opinion. What? So you think Balor's winning?
No.
DQ?
No, I
Go
have-
ahead.
Costs him the title.
Someone,
We'll leave Niall till last. We'll let it cook. Let him cook.
I think I know what he's thinking.
I have a theory.
Is it
Emma,
Go ahead.
Emma, drop it in the private chat.
I got you, girl.
Go ahead, Keith.
I don't think it's going to be Dom. I think it's going to be Liv Morgan that's going to cost Finn Balor.
I don't believe that either, but go ahead.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh no, that look, we all are entitled to our opinion
Yeah.
and think whatever we want, absolutely, but that's not what I think. Oh, absolutely, and I'd say the guy will Emma. I would say the guy will attack both of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
go ahead. Anyone else want to add in on there, Sean? I've dropped
Hear
the
me
perfect
out.
hint. I've dropped the perfect hint at this stage now, so if you haven't done it, I don't know.
I'm absolutely cooking here, right? Hear me out.
Let him cook.
Guess who will cost Finn the title?
Nikki Bella?
Nikki Bella.
Sasha Banks.
I will
Close.
smash my telly. Come on.
Dean Malenko.
See?
Dean Levenko?
Demonito.
What the hell are you hearing, Defo? Dean Malenko, the puppet.
I know who Dean
No.
Malenko is.
There'll be none of that.
Thanks,
There'll be none
Reggie.
of that. There'll be none of that. Tom
That's for
Fowley at the
AAA.
Elimination Chamber. Yeah.
Right, Niall. Hit us with your big theory.
Oh, wow.
Which man would you expect that has history with both these men and who was looking for a way to be injected into the main event at WrestleMania? And if we want to
Seth
run it
Rollins.
back to next year, exactly.
Rollins or Roman?
This match is 100% for a Seth Rollins return to destroy this match and all 3 of these guys get injected into that main event as a fatal 4-way.
Oh, don't.
He ruined Balor's
Ooh.
Universal run. The history is there, and we don't even have to talk about the history between Punk and Seth. Do you think for a minute they're just rolling back this match, version 2 from Belfast, lazy booking? This is 100% set up for Seth Rollins, 100% set up for his return,
You know, I actually
and
see it.
straight away injects him straight into run it back the main event from last year, which, by the way, was amazing. Let's not run away from it. And Balor goes in there as well as the fourth cog in that wheel. We get a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania.
So do you think he'd be the hoodie guy? You come out as the hoodie guy?
Could be.
Imagine DiManito at WrestleMania.
I think,
One
though,
can dream.
if they do that with Rollins, I think WWE has a serious problem on their hands. And I say that in the sense that you see a pattern, you realize, as I said in the chat last week or the week before, you realize that you can't have a WrestleMania main event without Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. You can have a main event match without them. You know that. You know there's a broad roster.
Not at WrestleMania, you can't. Not at WrestleMania, you can't. I don't care what anyone says. When you roll out WrestleMania as big as it is, you're not getting away with that at WrestleMania. You're just simply not.
But do the fans get tired of it is the question.
Let's be honest about it here. Well, the fans are not going to. Let's paint a scenario here. Let's suppose we get a fatal 4-way. Let's suppose what I said happens.
Mhm.
And everyone knows my booking is like on the moon at times. But let's suppose this is what happens. What if we do get the demon? And what if the demon gets the belt? The demon has history
up for
with
that.
every single person in that ring.
I'll cry.
And is
You did mention it.
2026 going to be the year where he said championship gold and that world heavyweight is in his future? If he picks up a win against Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins in the main event at WrestleMania, who's getting tired of it?
Listen,
Not me.
if that happens,
2 words,
there'll be,
chef's kiss.
there will be some parade and bray if that happens. Let me just say, I'm buzzing.
So that's why my theory. That's why my theory about the match at the Chamber is only a byproduct to a pathway to something much greater.
I say to you that WWE don't have the balls or the foresight to do that.
I was going to
And
say,
I-
this
and
sounds
I
way
think-
too good that WWE would actually fucking go ahead
And-
and take the risk.
and-
Yeah.
And I think it's not going to be as straightforward as that. Whatever happens in the main event at WrestleMania, bring on the chaos, whatever. I think I'd like to see that. Obviously, let's do a watch along. It'll be deadly.
I'd love to
but
see it, but it's
The
too
thing
good
is,
for it to
I
happen.
think then they're just going to play it safe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They always play it safe.
I would do a
I know,
watch
I'm
along,
agreeing
but
with
you
you.
know where
I'm just saying.
I'm going to be on the night.
Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna be in
no,
the
no. We're talking
stadium.
about watch along for
Is The Rock showing up this time?
Elimination Chamber.
Chamber.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, we can
we'll
have a
talk
look at
about
that
it.
and see if we want to do. Yeah, that might work for us. Yeah, we'll see.
But you will be in Vegas for WrestleMania. But I honestly, Noel, I think it's brilliant. But I just don't think they have the cojones to do it. That's where I am on that.
We've seen it on
And
Unreal.
if Balor does pick up the belt, I will be invading our watch along. And I will be of fucking insane levels. That's for sure. That's 100%. I will be on the moon. On the
So
moon.
I would love
And you know
that.
something about it. If you look at that, and you look at the build up to that. How difficult is it for a creative to put that together? The guy who has history with everyone in the ring, the guy who cost him his Universal run when he was at the pinnacle of being that star, the history with Punk, the history with Roman. Remember, this is a guy who was this close to beating Roman till a fucking turnbuckle snapped.
He mentioned it. He brought it up.
He brought it up.
He
He
brought,
brought
it
up
up.
the history to both.
100%.
He's planting seeds, lads. Listen, you better be at the parade and bray when Finn Balor wins that title.
We'll see.
I
We'll
said
see.
it before. I
So
want
now-
Finn
so see,
Balor to be the world
the
champion. So
And you see, the more you think about it, the less outlandish it is.
yeah,
It's easy. It's straightforward. It'll
Keith,
make a lot of
thoughts on
people
Balor
happy.
winning the title?
No problem with it, to be honest.
He'll be delighted to hear that. He'll be over the moon.
You
We'll
know
send
what?
that
I'll
over
tell
to
him now. I'll tell him now, Keith. I'll tell him now.
Hello. Yep.
Yeah,
Keith
Finn,
is no
Finn.
bother when you.
Finn, we're rooting for
Listen,
you now.
On it, look, I'm excited, but I've been let down by WWE in the last year way too many times.
Well, we
by
know,
saying,
Brian.
yeah, this is going to happen. I know. I'm a bit of a
Nah,
complainer.
they'll play
I
it
know.
safe.
A bit.
They'll play it safe, and you'll have Punk versus Roman at fucking Mania. There's no way they're going to do something that exciting because
Do you
Triple
know-
H doesn't have the balls to do it.
Go on.
I hope
Triple H
I'm
is very
wrong.
much a
I
Finn
hope
Balor
I'm wrong.
guy. He's very much a Finn Balor guy.
And he has
100%.
been criticised
So
recently with his.
let's
grade.
not get that twisted either.
No, true.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see what happens. But speaking of Paul Levesque, we'll move on from the chamber now. Speaking of Paul Levesque, getting a little bit of heat, get a bit of criticism over his changing and shifting of WrestleMania 42 plans. I just laid it out there now, sure, of course. The other theory I have, and I don't know whether you agree with this or not, this Braun Breaker injury stinks of Seth Rollins with the crutches.
Do you think so?
Just saying.
Well, I
think
watched.
so.
I watched how he injured it. Apparently, I watched him lift the table and throw it. Didn't really sit right with me. I was like, that's like I could have done that, and I wouldn't. Nothing would have happened. Like, I don't know. Maybe you could be right. That didn't. The way they say he injured it didn't sit right with me. It didn't look like he did.
I think what they've done is they've taken him off TV to dampen it down a little bit. And I think what
Would
they're
you
going
not-
to do is they're going to bring him back.
They're going to the well too many times, though. It just means every time somebody gets injured, it's going to be like,
That's the thing,
They
Brian.
go to the
We're
well.
not-
They go to the well. They go to the well every goddamn week at this stage.
they do. They do. They need to piss off away from the well. They do. I swear to God.
But you know, I was thinking about this today, Bren, and the way we talk about like the way they bring us to the edge, and then they just don't give us what we want and all this kind of thing and all. And I was thinking back to when I watched wrestling late 80s and early 90s and all. They did the same thing back then as well. It's just we weren't as emotionally triggered back then, I think, as we are now, because of the social media narratives and everything else that goes on that hits us on a daily basis. Every time we pick up our phone, it's in our mush.
So then,
But like, go back through the 90s and all. How many times did you have matches in the Attitude Era where we didn't get what we wanted?
loads.
A lot.
But then we have evolved and they haven't. They haven't evolved with their fan base. We're not the same people back then because, like you rightly pointed out, social media, access to news, WikiLeaks wrestling entertainment happens in AEW as well. All that stuff, it happens. It's ridiculous.
Bren,
Yeah.
as the evolution of the business, we just spoke about Unreal for a few weeks, yeah? Has the evolution of the business made it better or worse?
Yeah. Look, I think it's a.
That's the we're going deep here now, aren't we? We're going deep.
I think it's a great topic for another day because I haven't got the head for it. But like, has it made it better? Yeah. Look, of course it has in some ways. Like, other people are getting opportunities that wouldn't have had opportunities years ago, and we're starting to see a broader, and we have more access to more wrestling all of the time, and that's cool. That part of the evolution is deadly, but Jesus. Anyway, I'm going to talk too much. So
I think personally with the Triple H thing and the not making the decisions, Unreal showed us how many people are in that room with him and how many ways his head's being fucking pulled. Oh, we should do this with this person. We should do this with this person. And it probably changes because somebody comes up with a better idea or he likes another idea better. Okay, we'll go this way. Oh, okay, we'll go this way. I genuinely think he just can't make his bloody mind up. And that's going to be detrimental if he doesn't cop it on soon.
I said it when we spoke about it, and I'll say it again, right? The bad part of Unreal is because what Unreal did to the creative room is it did exactly what Netflix did to the US police force, and I'll say it again. Made them look like a bunch of idiots, right? Made them look like idiots.
I think they done that themselves, though.
No, but like when you have one of the head guys going, I don't know what to do. It's your freaking job. You know what I mean? You can't just do that.
I think that was more a shine on Road Dogg, really, more than anything, wasn't it?
Mhm.
I think if you're in a creative room, to be honest, if you're in a creative room like that with 8-10 people and Paul is sitting at the top of the table and stuff like that, I'd be quite disappointed if people aren't throwing stuff at me, because if that's the case, why do you have them there? If people aren't going to second guess what people are suggesting or trying to sense check it or give other ideas and stuff like that, if you're not about that, what are you doing in that room? The difficulty for Paul Levesque is he's not like Vince and stuff like that. He doesn't necessarily have the exact eye at times sometimes for it. And sometimes he's trying to figure out stuff. And like I said before on podcasts, these people are trying to plan 3, 4, 5, 6 months ahead. They're trying to deal with a lot of superstars. As we said, we have a huge roster in there. You know, Sean made the point that a lot of them could potentially step up and be main eventers at WrestleMania if you want to change the map and all that kind of stuff and all. And there's probably a case for it at times. But I think it's quite a difficult job, you know. And even when you go down to, like, you know, even the bare minimum stuff that you see towards the start of the shows and stuff like that as well, even trying to put that together, so, you know, the likes of Otis and Tosawa and people like that and all still remain very relevant within the W. I think a lot of that is really, really important as well. And I'm sure he has a million things going on in his mind. Should we see when we spoke about the original Unreal, when we spoke about the Cena heel turn and all, and going around everyone sense checking, is this the thing to do? Is this the thing to do? They weren't sure about what they should be doing. In hindsight, it's probably something they shouldn't have done because it didn't really work out very well, to be honest. But the reality is, you know, the consensus was, right, let's go for it.
But it's
And that's all you can do.
It's like they're not taking the feedback on board. If I work in a call center, which I have done in the past, and my general satisfaction rate is as bad as Triple H's is at the moment, at this stage, I'd be on my third warning and nearly out the door. Look, I know those are the rumors. Those rumors are every other week. I don't believe them for a second. But the point is, my point to that is, I don't think they're taking the feedback on board. Like, what did he expect to happen when he walked down when Cena retired? What did he like? And he's laughing. He's like, I expected worse. Shut the F up. And then he goes and does that with AJ. Now, look, AJ probably wanted that. But Jesus. How are you, Sean?
Hello.
Good to see you, man.
How are you? Sorry,
Anyway.
I cut into you. You can.
No, you're all right. I'm glad you stopped me. I was going on a bit too much. Point is, they're not listening to our audience. You're dead right, Sean, for coming in there. Sorry.
But Bren, if you're working in a call center and you have 10 people around you shouting in your ear while you're trying to deal with calls, is that on you?
Vodafone's problem.
No, but as somebody who's been in that position, I've been in that position. I've handled it and I've done it, and like not to get into specifics, but I maintained a high level consistently in any call center job that I've ever had. I guess it's apples and oranges. What I'm saying there, it's probably not a great comparison because I do get what you're saying, but I just think not listening to the crowd, it's getting a bit long in the tooth.
I think it is, but sometimes what the crowd wants as well needs to be checked and double checked and thought about as well. And listen, I put my hand up because my creative juices are insane. So if I'm in that room, they're treating me like Hannibal Lecter. I'm in the corner with a straitjacket on and a mask over my mouth because I'm a lunatic when it comes to creative. If I was creative in WWE, Elon Musk would have WrestleMania on the moon at this stage. I'm telling you now, it's insane the stuff I think about and come up with. The odd occasion I come up with a little beauty that makes sense. But other than that, like
So you're saying you and Vince Russo have a lot in common then, yeah?
WrestleMania.
I don't know whether you call Vince Russo, huh?
No, but I would say the million ideas and then one is good. You just said hang on. I have a million ideas and one is good.
You're talking out about a guy who 22 years ago, who was in a very good job that paid very, very well, had a dream to open up a wrestling retail store and went and did it. Let that sink in. How many people
doesn't have a wrestling retail store?
I'm talking about me. So let that sink in. Let that sink in. How many people would think about doing that these days? Not too many, I'd imagine. There you go.
It's the best wrestling store about, folks.
It's the only wrestling store about, folks. There we go. Right, let's talk about this. This is your current main roster's champions. How do we feel about this? And Keith, I want to go to you on this because you've spoke about rosters aging out. You spoke about star power. And I don't want this to be a male-female debate. Like, I don't want you to come in and go, well, I don't want you to turn around and go, well, I like Stephanie, I like CM Punk, and I like Drew McIntyre, but Jay Cargill shit. That's no good to me. I need a bit more conversation on it and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily about the male or the female. because let's be honest, if you have a problem with some of the female champions here, you will certainly have a problem with some of the male champions here as well. So, Keith, you take us off, because you spoke about the roster aging out, and could the star power that's coming up, continue on in that vein of a John Cena, AJ Styles, Undertaker, all these stars, Austin, Rock, whatever. Go, Keith.
Yeah, well, Drew McIntyre to start off with, I thought they built him up very well, I have to say, so far. And especially with the Saturday night's main event, what they did there with him, even though I wasn't involved in it. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with him anyways from now until WrestleMania. Because who's he facing at WrestleMania again? Drew?
We'll find out in the chamber.
No, it'll probably be Cody. Sorry, it's going to be Cody probably. CM Punk, I think it's good what they're doing with him, even though he's at the back end of his career. But I can see this going to Roman Reigns. But in saying that, he has established that title, that new title that they brought out. Stephanie Vaquer, look, I love Stephanie. I just don't. The booking for her hasn't been great at all, to be honest. The tag team division, look, I don't really see Solo that much. I can give that to Brennan all because he probably watches SmackDown more than me. I'm intrigued what they're doing with the women's tag team division. I'm really, really loving that because they built it up so well with everything, more than the men's. But it does lead to me thinking, are they going to do a Rhea Ripley and Io Sky match for Mania as well, or are they just going to defend the title? I don't know there. I know a lot of people don't like Julia, and I know Dave doesn't like Julia. I like Julia. I think she has a lot going for her, but I think she just needs to be booked a bit better. That's just me. Look, we know about Becky. Becky's great. And I have to say, I wasn't the biggest fan of Carmelo Hayes, but I'm starting to actually grow on him a bit more because I'm liking the open challenge thing that they're doing each week with it. And then, look, Dom Mysterio is great as well. He's phenomenal. And then the Usos.
Thoughts on the Yeet Machine, Keith?
The Witch? Yeah. Look, I don't know. Look, the tag team division, I really hope they do more. I really hope they do more with that and build it up as well as they did with the women's one. It's just lacking a lot, to be honest. But I'm intrigued what they're going to do from now until Mania. Are they going to have like a ladders match going forward with it? Because that's what they usually do at Mania. But yeah, look, I'm all right with all the champions so far. Oh yeah, Jade Cargill. No, she needs to drop that title because she's just not good enough, really, overall.
Couldn't help yourself, could you?
She's not. She's not good enough. Like, she has the star power. She looks great. Do you know?
I'll agree with you there.
It's a fair opinion.
Like, she has the star power. She looks great coming out. She is $1 million bucks, as Norm said. But she's just not good enough in the ring. I just feel that. I don't know if they're going to drop the title with her on SmackDown. There's a title match, isn't there, on SmackDown this week? Ren?
With Jade Cargill?
Yeah.
There is.
They won't. They're not going to drop.
They probably won't drop the title. No, they might keep it for another while. But I do think
Jordan Grace,
to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have anything to add? What do you think on the roster, on the champions wall at the moment? How you feel about the dynamic of it?
I'll dive in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tag team division is pants. Absolute pants. They've destroyed tag team wrestling in the long run. Look, it's a lot of filler, very few hits with tag team wrestling. I wasn't happy when the Wyatts were tag team champions. I was initially, but then it's just not great. I am not mad about it. The women's tag team, I think that's a really good tag team. I like that. Unfortunately, we all know the direction that's gonna go. Bad wrestling. You want to talk bad wrestling and bad promos? Coming soon to a Raw near you when the Bellas win those belts.
They're winning at Mania. I'm telling you,
they're gonna win.
And
they're gonna win.
Yeah, and you know what's gonna happen? Do you know what's gonna happen? And I know I said I'd hold judgment, and I am gonna hold judgment. That match is going to be the worst match on the card. I'll speak you then within 30 days. That match, those matches will be the worst on Raw.
Well,
anyway,
do you know what you can do, Bryn? You can look, but you can't touch.
You
Sean,
can't.
Hang on, Sean. Earlier on, I said Natty's the foundation of women's wrestling in the WWE, and you're like, I'm not having that. Natty was the best part of women's wrestling when the Bellas were pissing all over it. Anyway, look, I'll reserve my judgment. I apologise for lashing out, Sean. This isn't about my opinion.
Don't apologise. We don't apologise.
No, because because the Bellas aren't on the Bellas aren't
Yeah.
here, so I shouldn't
Bow
be commenting
down,
on them.
bitch.
All right,
That's what you regard as lashing out.
all right. Well, now that I'm bound down, bitch, your top 10 list is shit. Your takes on women's wrestling's foxy. You want to get this? Here,
Yes, Fred.
I'll bring it up. Don't even get me started. We'll have this debate another day.
You couldn't make it on Fair City, and you're not going to make it here.
Oh,
And
choo,
that-
choo,
and
choo,
do you know what that is?
Lord.
Do you know what that is? That's your chef's kiss for the week. Mwah.
Sean, you'd be more entertainment if you'd be more entertaining if you came on and read your 1,000-word essay about bread. Would you go away out of that?
It
Joke's
was
on you, I don't do
it was
essays.
10,000 words.
10,000 my
It was
apologies.
10,000.
Now, listen, I finished this up real quickly. I didn't mean to go into the Bellas. Look, I would have kept
Yeah, you
Chelsea
did.
Green. I would have kept Chelsea Green as the US champ. That's just a preference.
Agreed.
You-
Agreed.
Julia's cool. I love Carmelo Hayes. The US title is the best title on the roster, one of the best titles on the roster. Dom Mysterio, he hasn't defended it. I understand it, but he's bloody brilliant. We all agree on Jade. I think Steph is great, but it's probably time to go. McIntyre, somebody said that they're doing a great job with Drew McIntyre at the moment. I disagree. I think he's going to lose it sooner than he should. That's just what I think. Because now I can't say in 3 months, I told you so. Now I have to say in 2 months. Well, they took it off him, didn't they? And CM Punk, I'm cool with. Anyway, I'll show.
That Cody loss still cutting deep there, bro.
You've no idea, Dave.
I can see the tears welling up in your eyes.
Ren,
Crybaby's coming out.
Raheem,
Lies.
So
You better have the size to back up these takes. You better have the size to back up these takes, baby. That's all I'm saying. Anyone else want to talk about the current wall of champs?
I'm
No.
excited for the Bella Twins to win that championship.
I'm not.
Your mic now.
Wait,
Careful, because Nikki
why-
Bella will be
why-
straight onto YouTube to have us ripped.
How come we're talking about the future wall of champs? Why aren't we talking about the current wall of champs?
because
Where's the
I'm sick.
NXT wall?
Because I'm sick of people crapping on the Bella Twins. Let them have their moment for a bit. Why don't you wait? Brie Bella has really improved in 2014 to 2016. She worked on her technical work. They were
That's
there.
10 years ago, though.
Okay, well, where's the energy for Brock Lesnar 10 years ago? Where's the energy when, all these
Brock
other people
Lesnar
came back?
moves like an elephant. I'm not defending Lesnar
Look,
either.
Well,
look,
what I'm
here-
saying-
here- here's
That's an insult.
sorry, Emma.
Brock
Sorry,
Lesnar
Emma.
was
Go
in
ahead.
the UFC. Brock Lesnar was in the UFC 10 years ago.
I know
Brock
what you're
Lesnar
trying
was
to say.
sparking guys out.
I,
in the UFC 10
I
years
have
ago.
I have an interesting take here. There's too many titles.
Right.
Right.
Agreed.
There's two sets of tag team titles, which again they did it
Okay,
back,
so-
they did it in the past.
Okay,
right? I'm
so what? Go ahead. Go on, yeah.
So we have SmackDown, we have Raw, right? The brand extension has not really been properly there since Triple H took over. There was a bloody draft that didn't even make sense. 2 months later, everyone was on each show.
Dave, the draft never made sense for day one. Let's be honest.
Well, there you go. Exactly. So, I mean, I understand there's a massive influx of talent. I get they have to have the titles. But when you have a women's US and a women's intercontinental and a men's US and a men's intercontinental, you're stacking up like too many belts that they can't fit onto the card all at once. I love seeing every belt on a pay-per-view, but you're not getting that at the minute because it's just they can't just fit it in. There's just no room for the titles.
Should be the IC. That's it. Get rid of the US. Should be the IC.
Yeah, I agree. It should just be the IC because could you imagine Julia, AJ, Becky, and whoever else all vying for the Intercontinental title? That's the same with the
bet.
men's. Get rid of the US, keep the IC. Give me Dom
Make for
versus
better
Carmelo
stories.
Hayes.
Yeah,
You
better
know,
stories. The open IC
pretty
challenge.
much.
Deadly.
I mean, SmackDown's tag titles have been irrelevant since they dropped. Let's face it. Even the Raw ones, even though they're slightly more relevant, they're still just muck. They don't mean anything. There's been the only people that brought them up were AJ and Dragon Lee. And they were just taken off them because of AJ's retirement, obviously. But when Dragon Lee and AJ had them, they were bringing them up to a respectable level. And I thought, okay, here we go. Tag team wrestling's coming back a little bit. And then there's just not. We only had one Uso for 3 weeks. So, obviously there's a reason behind that. But yeah, I just think that's just me. I just think there's too many titles. But I would obviously keep the women's tag titles. There's only one of them. There's only one women's tag titles, and we've had cross-brand fights between. We all know how good it is because there's only one of them. If you had one men's tag team title,
Sean Mack.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
You look
Sean.
very relaxed there.
Yeah,
you
sorry,
look
good
like
to
you
see
have
you.
I say hello to everyone. Hello, Niall. Hello, Brian. Hello, Keith. Hello, Dave. Hello, Sean Owen. Hello, Emma.
Return it on Mac. Hit me with
sorry,
what you
yeah.
got.
Sorry I'm late. I had a shit night as well, like you, Brian. I was sick everywhere, and
technically you had a I couldn't shit night.
I couldn't shit night, and I will have a couldn't shit night if the Bellas win. But the way I look at it is, it's going to happen. Get it into your systems, so that way when it does happen, it won't be such a punch to the gut. You'll just be like, oh, yeah, of course they won't. Never mind.
Yeah. What do you think of the current championship? What do you think of the slide up there?
So I think Drew's very good. I think he's long overdue his moment. Punk obviously is someone who's overdue his moment. Stephanie's brilliant. Jade, not just her in-ring ability, which there's debates about, but just she hasn't been an active champion and she hasn't been defending it at all. Well, saying that, she defended it recently enough, but that was one, and she's had it for I think just shy of 100 days. So unless Jade can defend that title more, and it's the women's championship, the second to, well, depending on I think WB want both of them to be equally significant, right? Stephanie's a fighting champion. Jade should be that too. The girls should be, killing themselves to try and get a shot at Jade Cargill, but she's not defending it. It really undermines the division and the title as a whole. Dominic, I think he's been a good champion, but really he, again, hasn't defended it. Not entirely his fault because he's been injured, but not to be a dick and not just because he beat Cena. But surely if someone is holding a title and they're injured for a prolonged period of time, should they not get stripped?
Well, when's the last time he defended?
Show. It's a good show.
I don't know.
It's a good shout, Sean. I agree with you there.
That's the point. But I do like Dominic, sorry.
It is a good
Carmelo
show.
Hayes is great.
Good show.
I really like how, and Niall, I know you won't like it, but Sami Zayn did the new generation, the US Open Challenge. It's been great. And I'm very happy that Carmelo Hayes is continuing that. Has had some really good matches. The Dragunov match was great. The Leon Slater match in London was wonderful. Becky, I think, is doing a really good job in ring. I just don't think her matches have been as good as they can be. I'm hoping with someone like AJ Lee and with the occasion of, hometown in Chicago, could be good. Julia, I think in ring, she's absolutely great. But what really, really lets her down in my eyes is her booking and her complete lack of connection with the fans. So hopefully that can be fine.
And the
Usos-
simple
Kiana
business of
James-
winning
you
the
think-
belt.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
Um,
Dave, go ahead.
I was going to say,
Do you think Kiana James is the issue here with the fact that she's coming across better on camera and on the mic and showed herself in the Rumble as being very good in the ring? Do you think that's damaging to Julia, given that's her mouthpiece and that's her kind of psychic?
she is very good, and I don't think it's an issue that she's good. I think it's an issue that they feel the need to put her with her. I don't think they really match, the same way that Sol Ruka and Zarya are two very different characters, but they have a lot of natural chemistry, and they're really fun to watch. I don't really get that with Julia and Kiana James. I think Julia should just be able to go out on her own and form her own identity. But that's not a knock on Kiana James. I think she's great, and I was very impressed with her performance in the Rumble. Now the tag titles. With Jimmy Uso is the only way I can take a dosage of Jey Uso, so that's okay. The MFTs and Rio. I think Rio are good. I think the women's tag division is probably one of the better aspects of Telly right now, and especially when they've been in despair for such a long time. I don't think there was ever much care for them at all. I think having them on two people that are really established, two main eventers with a tag title, is really, really good, especially when you have a deep division like the women do. I think it's really good for Rio. So overall, I think it's pretty good. If people could defend their titles a bit more, I think we'd be in a much better spot. But saying that, I'm majority is satisfactory for me.
Show. Anyone else want to add that?
Just one question. Do you think WWE realised they made a mistake by giving Jade the title so quickly?
Yeah, Because otherwise
They
he'd
do,
still
but they
be
never.
As Brent would say, they'll die on that hill.
a lot of hills in that field.
You know about those
If
hills,
there's
don't
still
you?
a hill available, but all the hills we've used up in the last year, I don't think there's many hills left on the planet, to be honest. Yeah, Canada is very good.
I keep
Um,
warm all of Sean's Thorns coats. Joke, good joke.
We
Niall, can
filled
I,
up a
can I-
range of hills on this software.
Could
Yeah, go
I
ahead, go on.
say something there before we go across to this slide here? This Saturday is AEW Grand Slam Australia, and it will be in a time zone where it's potentially a good time to watch. Maybe not do a watch along. I'm not sure whether it's like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that where we are, or it's
Oh, fuck it
10
out.
in the morning or something like that. I'm not
That was a
sure of the
Father's Day
time
moment.
difference, right? I'm not sure of the time difference.
You can't say a good
it's in
start
Sydney.
time for everyone. 6 a.m. in the morning, I think.
You know,
I was like, did I say that out loud?
What we'll do is we'll figure out a start time, and if it suits it, we'll watch along. We'll do.
I'll
Cool,
be in
sounds
Birmingham,
good.
so I can't do it. But
cool.
that-
Salam
Right, so
So
we'll
in
do the
fairness,
watch
you'll
along.
probably want to do an AEW watch along because it will probably be more.
You're not
appealing.
even wrong. You're not even wrong.
That's from someone
The
who was
card
just
so
there
far.
recently.
The card so far is the AEW Continental title match, Moxley against Takeshita, which I'm looking forward to. The mixed tornado tag match, again, Cassidy and Storm against Death Riders, which should be a cracker of a match. The women's world tag team title match, Babes of Wrath against Mega Bad, should be okay. The number one contenders match for the world title is Andrade against Adam Page, and the world title match, MJF against Brody King. So that's shaping up to be a decent pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, sounds good. That's all I got.
I don't see a start. I'm just
Feels
looking at
terrible
the
that
thriller
on the
here. I
record.
don't see a start
6
time anywhere, so
Sean's panicking.
I'm panicking.
We'll figure
have to
it
get
out.
up at 6.
We'll figure it out. and see what we can do.
Not doing it. I'm telling you,
That's a normal start time for me every day.
it's not happening.
I'm up at 6 most morning.
I mean, it's a great card, and I
There you
love
go.
the Aussie crowd, but not happening. I'm watching it in tape delay.
It's like 6. That's when I go to bed.
Love
What?
your optimism, but not happening.
We'll take it offline, so we will.
Oh god, I don't know. I didn't even know it was this Saturday. I thought it was
AEW.
later, but yeah, really good card. If we can't get watch along for that at a socially acceptable hour, I think that'd be fun.
You were up to tune on Take Me to Your Leader in the Ringside Club, and you didn't know about AEW Grand Slam in Australia.
Well, yeah, because I got a ticket to that the day before, and that, you know what time that started, Niall? 4 p.m.
Yeah.
That's human time where people are awake and functioning. Well, 10 past 4.
Not if you're in Australia, it ain't. Not
Sean,
if
you
you're in
haven't.
Australia, it ain't.
You
It's
haven't
closer
seen
to
a
10
6
past. They have to
a.m.
fix the
You
thing.
haven't seen a 6 a.m. since you had to get up for a flight, Sean. Am I right?
I haven't seen 6 a.m. since I was throwing up last night. I didn't want to be up at 6. Maybe with wrestling, I would actually want to get up, but that's, yeah, I don't know.
You might get up and watch it and start throwing up again.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll have a think about it. We'll put it on ice and
Half 7.
we'll talk about it.
Fair play to you, Sean.
7:30 in the morning.
Half 7 in the evening.
Yeah, no
Oh, in the
Oh,
7:30 in the evening.
I'm be doing a watch along then.
evening. Fuck, I'm
Yeah, we'll see.
working till 8:15.
We'll-
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
I'm
screw
working
this.
till 7:30. I'm working till 7:32.
Oh, and screw the SmackDown. Screw the SmackDown show. Good luck to it.
Won't make it.
The thing that's on every single week.
Screw
No,
the
AEW,
SmackDown
yeah,
show.
Exactly. This is
Whatever.
you're on every week. This is only on once, guys. Come on.
Who said screw the SmackDown?
It won't
show?
affect.
Probably
It
no one.
won't.
It's brilliant.
It won't affect. It won't affect your SmackDown show.
No, it won't.
It's not like us doing. It's not like us doing an AEW watch along is going to rob your viewers now, is it? In fairness, says Mr. Fed guy there in the t-shirt.
And I
So
thought
they
my
all
burn was
tune in
bad.
for himself and Emma.
Fantastic.
If anything, me and Dave would nearly be watching it on our own if we did.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
We
it's a
just
good
let
point.
each other.
It's a very good point.
We shall see. Listen, we'll figure it out. Technology is great that way. Right, let's talk about this. Plenty of debate on this. Top 10 WWE matches ever. Not our list. It's a list that was sent to us or dropped into our WhatsApp group. So let us know your thoughts. Anyone want to jump in here? All I want to know is I don't necessarily want to get down match for match and see if they're ranked correctly or not, because I really don't care. The one thing I would say about it, and it was interesting, Sean, when I seen your list, for the women's one, because we have a women's one from Sean and Emma as well. Sean will go down through his. Emma sent me in a slide, so we'll have that up on screen as well. The one thing I noticed in this is you could put so much NXT on these lists if you wanted, because there's been so many unbelievable NXT matches through those takeover series and Black and Gold times and stuff like that and all.
Finn
You
and
could
Joe.
nearly pad out a list. Oh, where do you begin and stuff like that and all. So let me know if there's a match that you hold in your top 10 that isn't on this list. Let me know.
I've one, and it's just real quick, and it's one of my favorite. It's one of my go-to matches, and I know everyone's not going to agree with it, but it's Cactus Jack versus Triple H Royal Rumble 2000. I just thought it was
Okay.
excellent.
Yes.
I'm not a
100%.
hardcore guy. I look like I'm not an ECW guy or anything like that, but I think I'd put that match in,
Yeah.
basically.
And Bren, honestly, I think the hardcore and ECW guys no longer are ECW and hardcore guys when they see him take the pedigree thumbtack.
That was rough. That was rough.
Really?
But I'd stick that match in there now because I remember watching that live and my mind was blown. I'm not Mr. Hardcore, and I was like, this should be all right. And I think everybody came out looking spick and span. So yeah, I'll throw that in, or else and also as well is Jericho and Shawn Michaels in there?
Great
No.
show.
I throw Jericho and Shawn Michaels in
No.
there. And their feud actually. Anyway, that's just my take on it.
I
Keith?
think,
Oh, Emma, you fire away.
Interesting.
my favorite match is in there, but I also have another one. My favorite match is CM Punk versus John Cena, Money in the Bank 2011. Phenomenal.
That's in there. It's number 3.
Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental Championship, the ladder
Sure.
match.
Yeah.
I also have CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy, SummerSlam 2009.
Actually, do you know what we should do? If you are suggesting a match, which match are you taking out to make it fair?
Which match are we taking?
So
out?
if you
People who
wanna
haven't
pop
seen the
a match
NXT
in,
takeover matches.
Mm.
Yeah, there's people probably here that wouldn't have seen any of the NXT takeover matches, so I would imagine it would be one of them to take out, which is fair enough. If you haven't watched it, it's not going to be on your list, is it? So
To take out, that's a tough one. Because
here's a question for NXT fans. 3, I think it is the 3 NXT matches that are in there. Are they the 3 NXT matches that are top of your NXT list?
no,
Are we in agreement?
Yes and no.
And if you're not,
I think
who are you putting in?
100%. 100% Walter and Ilya Dragunov deserves to be there. That is one of my, if not top 3 NXT match of all time. I remember watching that show the night I watched that show, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Not just that match, the whole show itself I thought was brilliant. But controversial take here. We know how much of a Johnny Gargano DIY fan I am, but I would take Andrade versus Gargano out of there. As good of a match as it was, easily in my NXT top 10, I would probably take it out. And do you know what I'd replace it with?
Sami Zayn
Johnny-
versus Cesaro. Sorry. go on.
Don't you be stupid. I'd replace it with Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole
Right.
for the
interesting.
NXT title. I thought that was a brilliant
Yes.
match. But
Yes.
or I would actually replace it with Heath Lee versus Donovan Dijak. There's a shout. That is a phenomenal match.
What was? You'll have to jog my memory here now. It was at NXT Takeover in Brooklyn. Was that Adam Cole versus Aleister Black?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
such a good match. No,
no,
you're
I
right.
think you're right there.
Okay.
You're right.
That was amazing.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
amazing.
So freaking good.
Unbelievable. And I think did the Viking Raiders have
They
a
won.
tag match in that as well? And it was
I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
right back to Black and Gold. I'm going to go with NXT Takeover Revolution, Sami Zayn against Adrian Neville.
Wow. That's a great shout as well.
I would take that one. The only other one I would add in, I know it sounds stupid, but he was Mr. NXT for a while. Sami Zayn against Shinsuke in 2016 at TakeOver Dallas. Those are the two I would put in there. And I would take out Andrade versus Gargano. And probably DIY versus the Revival.
Okay.
Was it TakeOver New York
Anyone
or
else?
TakeOver Phoenix Nile?
All good.
It was Brooklyn. It was WrestleMania 35 weekend. We went to NXT TakeOver in the Barclays in Brooklyn, New York.
Yep, got it. The card was...
Unless I'm wrong now.
Yeah, Finn Balor defeated Kevin Owens for the title. It was Samoa Joe
Yeah.
against Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, Ty Dillinger. No Adam Cole. No, none.
Bailey versus Banks.
What was
Bailey
the-
versus Sasha Banks, yeah.
NXT matches.
Mm-hmm.
What about
Have
Gunther versus
Have they
Tyler
done
Bate?
two of them then?
I think they have.
Two, I wonder in the
I think they
Barclays.
have.
Then it must have been
Yeah,
the other
they
one. I
did
definitely remember
TakeOver
being there.
to
and it was-
Brooklyn, New
They
York.
did three. There was Takeover
Yes.
Three, yeah.
one, yeah. They did three. Drew McIntyre and
Yeah,
Bobby
I remember-
Roode was
I remember-
three, so it must have been two. No,
Athena versus
oh
Asuka.
yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Might have been two you were at now.
Yeah. Could have been. Yeah, I know it was Mania 35 weekend anyway, so if that helps
Yeah.
anything. That was in New Jersey. Becky. So, there we go. Anyone else want to add anything in or add a match in?
I do, but it's women's, so I'm waiting on the next slide for that. Sorry, keep going.
Actually. One of them is Shelton Benjamin versus HBK on Raw. I thought that was a really good match. I think it was 05. And then the other one is kind of similar to Bren's, is Cactus Jack versus Triple H in Hell in a Cell 2000.
John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. They had a quality match. I think it was in London, was it?
97.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, they had a few good matches. Cody Rhodes, I thought Cody Rhodes and John Cena had match of the year last year, but like that, look, my list could change tomorrow. So
Macho Man and
that's why
Steamboat. Macho Man and Steamboat's not there.
WrestleMania
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. Hogan Warrior 6.
Would you put in The Rock and Hogan? It wasn't a great match.
can
But
if
would you
you
put it in
want.
just for? I'm just wondering for everybody. Would they put it in?
I
as
wouldn't.
their match?
I don't know.
It was a moment, but
It
it wasn't
depends
a
on how.
fantastic match.
It depends on how you're creating your list. Are you creating your list in relation to moments or something that carved out a direction in the business, or you're looking from a purely delivery of a wrestling match kind of thing? You know,
I
because
think
I mean,
that's
you
what
could
this-
talk about
this
Eddie
is.
Guerrero, Brock Lesnar when Eddie won the belt. No way out.
I would put in Triple H versus HBK.
Plenty-
SummerSlam
plenty.
2002. That's another one.
Good show. That's a show. That's a show.
Not too bad. Yeah.
But this list is more for the wrestling, I think, than it is
Right.
for the moments. But anyway, sorry, carry on.
A lot of Undertaker matches in there. Right.
You only had one.
I'm just
good
saying,
one.
if you're talking about the quality of the wrestling over the moments, you know, like if we want to talk about entrances and moments and stuff like that. Yeah. That's Emma. This I just had to modify your slide slightly, obviously, because I couldn't get the graphic to come through properly. So I flashed the two women's belts on there for the touch and feel of it. Talk to me. Run down, Emma. You run down it first because you sent us in the slide, and then we'll take it from there and get people's thoughts on it.
Yeah, so I just got this slide from the internet because I didn't want it to be biased because, you know, the other one was another one that was sent in and stuff. And there is a few that, I don't know, one that I would keep in is Trish Stratus versus Lita. Monday Night Raw 2004. Year I was born, shout out.
That's when they main evented for the first time, isn't it?
Emma, do you know when you sent me the list, Emma, and I first seen it, I was thinking you could literally take a top 10 women's list, and I know we love Trish and Lita and Molly and all those women from back then and stuff like that as well. You could literally do a top 10 women's NXT list.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it
yeah.
would stand up to any list we put together.
Oh,
Because the
definitely.
women's division in NXT was outstanding and still is to this day. they're still dropping bangers week in, week out. It's incredible.
No, definitely.
You know, and it just that I just thought about it and I was thinking, and even on when Sean sent us his list into the group as well, I was thinking I can think of so many women's NXT matches that Sean could put on that list.
Sasha Banks
and he
against
probably had
do.
the whole back
And I do.
to include some of
That.
the rest of the roster and stuff and all.
Sasha against Becky from
absolutely.
Unstoppable
Go ahead, Emma.
2015. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, no, so I just like when I saw this
Yeah.
list, it almost killed me writing it out because I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, lads, I was like, lads, don't think that I put together this list. Listen, viewers, I did not put this list together. My list would be very like not very different, but I'd have a lot more NXT, to be fair. One that I'd put in is Trish Stratus versus Jazz versus Victoria, WrestleMania 19.
Mhm.
I think that match was stellar. What else did I have? Caitlyn versus AJ Lee.
Jazz.
Payback.
What a wrestler, Jazz.
Payback 2013.
Girls.
Yeah. Alundra Blaze versus Leilani, WWE WrestleMania. So Trish Stratus versus Mickie James, WrestleMania 2022. Yeah. There's a lot that you can put in, to be honest.
there's
A
so
lot.
many. There really is so
Os-
many that you could go in. there
Oscar and Nikki Cross, they were on a great match on
Yeah.
the NXTs years ago. That's one example.
Yeah.
But you're right, you could do an NXT list. Charlotte Flair versus Natalia. We spoke about Natalia earlier on.
Oh, what a
They
match!
put on an absolute clinic.
Charlotte
They
Flair
did.
versus Trish.
Is that on the list there? It's not even on the list. They put on an absolute clinic.
And you know
they
what?
did.
This list is actually from the WWE website.
What about Io versus Raquel? Is that on the list from like 21?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a show.
26.
Show.
Is that on the
my
list?
God.
Not on the
So
list.
freaking good.
So it's
What about last year's triple threat that was voted match of the year?
That too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Bang on.
why
Stephanie against
these
Io
lists-
WrestlePalooza.
Is there a case for the triple threat at Mania 35, the first time the women main evented WrestleMania?
No.
If you're talking about
35.
moments, yes, but if you're talking about matches,
I like that.
Probably not.
I thought it was cool.
Terrible.
I threw it in there because I was at it,
It's reasonable.
as you do, as you do. Yeah, it's
Could you put in
so
Trish versus
many.
Victoria first hardcore match? That was kind of historic.
But I guess
Again-
it's not about history, Keith. It's about quality.
Yeah,
I think
it's
this
about
list
quality
is.
of matches. Like,
It was a good match though as well. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah,
yeah, but was it
Yeah.
a standout?
I think if you're dealing basically on pure quality of match, I think you're going to very hard to pivot off an NXT list.
Yep.
In terms of actual quality of wrestling match
Yeah.
from the women, it's insane.
Why do you think?
I mean, even some of those women's matches they just did week in, week out. Even the build-up matches to some of the takeovers and all, where sometimes they nearly outshone the takeover matches at times. It was insane. I'd say when H was down there running that end of it and stuff, they used to say to girls, "Now listen, takeover's coming up next week or the week after. Don't go out there and set the bar too high, maybe." You know what I mean? Because maybe they had to pull back a little bit till they delivered at the takeovers.
Not a bad problem to have.
Absolutely.
He
sensational.
pissed Vince off so
Not a
much
bad
with those
problem.
takeovers because the takeovers were in some cases better than some Raws and Smackdowns and
In some case.
okay,
Well, and
okay.
like even bring it to last week, NXT was better than Raw, hands down, from start to finish. So
And it'll
Big
be
card
better
up tonight
this
as well.
week. And I'll tell you
Massive
why
card
later.
Here we
I'll
go.
give you the card
The
later.
guy from the blue brand cribbing again at Raw.
Yeah, what a leech.
like SmackDown last week was this amazing show.
you compare it to Raw, like yeah.
Yeah, you're not setting the bar very high though.
Like a homeless man to money.
And no, it's the way you go. NXT, like just it destroyed Raw, like SmackDown up here. You know what I mean? NXT last week destroyed most shows in wrestling last week.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anyone else want to add in a match or take a match out or add anything
Here
else?
all
Well,
week.
good.
No, I just have my list. Roughly
Absolutely.
the same.
What's
Can I give it a
different on it,
shout?
Sean? Give us something that's different.
Right. All right, there's one I don't see there that's a definite. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, Mania 37.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
match won in ESPY. Absolutely phenomenal match. Phenomenal. I remember sitting on my bed watching it that night, and I was just in absolute awe. And that was easily the best match of the night for me. Of that whole Mania, I think it was 2 nights that year as well, and it was easily match of Mania for me. Another one I don't see on there is, let's see, Bayley versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title, Hell in a Cell 2020. Another freaking brilliant match.
Do you know the interesting narrative here that's developing? If you look at the list that's on the screen, Sasha Banks, I think, appears in 5 of the matches out of the 10.
Yeah.
Oh, she's on
And
most
if
of
you
my
look at the
list.
list,
too.
and isn't that mad to think that when we think about it, and then when we pivot to talk about Mercedes Moné, like we're talking about Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea nearly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's insane to think where we turn around and we forget just the impact she had in that women's division, and some of those matches she delivered were absolutely sensational.
You said earlier on, Noel,
you have
that
to give credit where credit's due.
But a world champion, you said, should be able to carry themselves on the mic as well if you're given the world championship. And she's one of the worst talkers I've ever seen on a mic, bar none. You want to talk about bad acting? She's up there. It's terrible. So to me, look, I have my gripe with Sasha, but her matches are very good. But as a champion, she just doesn't cut it for me because she can't talk for a mic. You give it to her. One of the worst actresses I have ever seen. Hallmark wouldn't take her. And they take Nikki Bella.
Truly though,
Oh,
would
Brad.
you have
Brad.
said that when she was champion in WWE?
Red, fantastic, son. Well done. Take a bow, son. Well done. That was a good
Hey,
comeback.
I mean,
that grenade,
That was a good comeback
hold
for
that
John's
in
board. I like that.
and dropped it right into the podcast.
Guys,
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Are you starting to see a connection? Hallmark wouldn't take Nikki and Fair City wouldn't take Bren.
I am pretty bitter over that. But I do want you to know, if I was a big deal and I was a big,
You know, Bren, you don't have to wear a CM puncture. You need to wear a CM puncture next week. And be sitting on the floor in the loudest position. Because you have a lot to get off your chest.
Oh, you've no idea.
Hi, Cole Cabana.
I'm sorry, I broke the fourth wall.
Right, I have a few more matches if that's okay.
Yeah, go on, far away,
nice
absolutely.
and quick.
100%.
I've also got Becky versus Sasha for the Raw Women's title, Hell in a Cell 2019. Another brilliant shout. Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. Very different from Io Sky. They're two completely different people. At TakeOver Toronto. Another match that people forget but was also unbelievable was Becky versus Charlotte Evolution 2018.
Yeah.
Good show. Very good show.
We got Trish versus Lita Unforgiven 2006. And what else? Sasha Banks versus Charlotte Hell in a Cell 2016, the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match. Yeah. That's the rest of them are all on the list.
Dave, who's next for MJF?
I would. Do you know what? I would like to see him go for Andrade. I've really been liking Andrade's personality since he's come back to AEW. Really enjoying his character at the minute. So I think it'd be something different for MJF rather than the typical Adam Hangman Page stuff. We've seen that twice already in the last year and a half or so. I would like to see him against Andrade for something different, something a little bit more. It would force him into a situation where does he go face or does he stay heel? Because Andrade is obviously part of Don Callis' family, so you'd have to really pivot MJF to a more face kind of character if he's going to go that way. I don't know if they're just going to go the Adam Page route. I have a feeling they are, but me personally, I'd love to see him go against Andrade. That'd be ideal. I would love to see something new.
Good shout. Andrew's in as well. And then we'll take some history because we're there or thereabouts. Could you imagine Drew causing Cody and Jacob on Friday sets up triple threat as Chamber? Randy wins Chamber. We might get Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania. Wouldn't be upset at that at all. And then we get NXT new champion table ladder and chairs match Joe Hendry. Yeah,
Don't say his name. He'll
there
appear.
we go. It's like Beetlejuice. Right, let's take some history. 2003, a man whose t-shirts we sell to this day, Kurt Mr. Penny Perfect Henning, died at the age of 44, lads, in Brandon, Florida. He was still the FOW heavyweight champion when he died, and Henning was considered the last champion before Future of Wrestling folded later that year. Very, very sad. What a wrestler. 1984, another man who I'm a huge fan of, Tito Santana, became the WWF Intercontinental Champion in Boston with a win over the original Rock, Don Morocco, who I'm hoping to meet this April. 2010, during a quarterly investor call, Vince McMahon made the announcement that WWE will be dropping the Survivor Series pay-per-view name. The decision was reversed and the pay-per-view brand never missed a single year. 1985, Jimmy Hart made his WWF debut at a TV taping where he acted as manager for Greg the Hammer Valentine and separately Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Jimmy Hart, 1985, made his debut. 2017, one to pull on your heartstrings here, guys. Bray Wyatt won his first WWE Championship in the main event of WWE Elimination Chamber from Phoenix, Arizona. Plenty of Chamber history coming up in the next few weeks as well, folks. The Chamber match also included AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, John Cena, and The Miz. Also on the card, Naomi defeated Alexa Bliss for the WWE SmackDown Women's title. 1997, a certain man lost his smile. Shawn Michaels forfeited the WWF Championship and cut his infamous Lost My Smile promo on Thursday Raw. Thursday from Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Vince broke up with him that day.
One of a moment in wrestling that I love, but also set a certain person on a pathway of some destruction. 2004, Eddie Guerrero defeated Brock Lesnar in an upset victory for the WWE Championship at WWE No Way Out at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, which I love and I kind of also hate to this day. 2009, Edge lost the WWE Championship in the first of two Elimination Chamber matches at No Way Out in Seattle, Washington. He would then attack Kofi Kingston, thank God, during his entrance and take Kingston's place in the World Heavyweight Championship Chamber match to win the title. There we go. Sometimes they don't give us and then they give us what we want. Notable birthdays this week. 1980, Shelly Martinez. We remember her from our Kevin Thorne days and stuff like that. 1971, Lisa Marie Varon, Victoria. 1959, the great Haku, King Haku. 1955, gentleman Chris Adams sadly passed away, well known for his time down in the Texas region stuff and heavily featured on any of the Von Erich's
and had
documentaries.
Had a rivalry with Stunning Steve Austin as well.
That's right. Ken Shamrock, 1964. And of course, a guy who I met a few years ago who was a huge part of my wrestling growing up and stuff like that. 1960, the one-man gang, Akeem, who I still love watching his videos to this day. 1972, Mabel. 1971, Tommy Dreamer. You believe Tommy Dreamer is 1 year older than Mabel? It's insane, really, when you think about it. 1991, Rich Swann. And we rounded out with 1959, Hugo Savanovich. They are your notable birthdays for this week.
Can I shout out NXT before we head off air?
You certainly can. You can shout out anything you want.
Folks, don't say that to Brian. Folks, an absolutely stacked NXT tonight. I will have an NXT review tomorrow. And yes, you can quote me on that. There you go. Obviously, we crowned a new NXT champion last week in the form of Joe Hendry. There's now 2 world champions in WWE that are both Scottish, and it is great to see. We will be kicking off the show with Joe Hendry. We've also got Jada Parker versus the Glamour Blake Monroe in a grudge match tonight. We've got Eli Knight, not LA Knight, Eli Knight versus Josh Briggs in a speed tournament match. We got Hank and Tank versus the Vanity Project. And is there trouble in paradise with Zaruka? We will find out tonight as they go in a tag match with the Ren QCC, that being Ren Sinclair and the Evolve Women's Champion, Kendall Gray. The winner of this match, whoever gets the pin, also will face JC Jane in 2 weeks for the NXT Women's title. That is your preview for NXT tonight.
Nice. There we go. So with that in mind, folks, if you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification and drop a like on the video, we would really appreciate it. I will be back on Thursday with Aaron for Thursday Tier Talk. The crew will be back on Saturday for SmackDown review, and we may or may not have an AEW watch along. We'll figure that one out. We'll see what technology allows us to do. And Brian, as it stands right now, your boy ain't getting his haircut.
Seen that 1-0,
Just wanted to let you
1-0
know.
to West Ham.
West Ham,
Keeping
yeah.
an eye on it. So excited
There we
about
go.
this. Anyway,
The United strand may continue a little bit longer, as they say. Let's see what
Come on,
happens.
United.
But until next time, folks, have a safe week. Look out for all the shorts. Plenty of shorts coming over the next few days, and plenty of shows and all coming and stuff like that. And we will talk to you again real soon.